She wore a badge, upheld the law, and served her community. But behind the uniform was a dark secret. Nomia Rosemary Ndlovu was not just a police sergeant, she was a predator, hiding in plain sight. A trusted officer by day, a calculating killer by night. She turned family, ties into death sentences, all for her profit. This is the chilling story of how one woman used love, trust, and the law itself as weapons, and how greed turned a cop into a cold-blooded killer. Nomia Rosemary Ndlovu was born in 1978 in a village near Bushbuckridge, Mpumalanga. She later moved to Johannesburg in search of better opportunities. After relocating, Nomsa joined the South African Police Service. Stationed at Tembisa South Police Station, she rose to the rank of sergeant and was generally viewed as a trusted officer. Colleagues described her as generous, often buying lunch for others, loaning out money, and seemingly always willing to help. But behind the kindness was a darker reality. Rosemary had a gambling addiction. She frequently visited casinos like Emperor's Palace, in Kempton Park, and often missed work due to gambling binges. As her debts mounted, so did her problems with loan sharks. She was once married, but her husband passed away, and later met Maurice Mabasa during her police career. They had a child together. Maurice, her live-in partner, and the father of their child, had no idea he would become one of her victims. Between 2012 and 2018, Rosemary Ndlovu orchestrated a shocking series of murders, driven by a thirst for easy money through life and funeral insurance policies. She profited approximately 14 million rands from the deaths of her own family members and lover. Her first known victim was her cousin, Madola Witness Homu, who was murdered in March 2012. He was beaten to death, and Rosemary collected 131,000 rands from a policy she had secretly taken out on his life. Next was her sister, Audrey Ndlovu, in June 2013. Audrey was poisoned and strangled. Rosemary received a staggering 717,000 rands in insurance payouts. That same month, she struck again. Her niece, Zanille Mother, was brutally beaten and later died from her injuries. Rosemary cashed in 120,000 rands on her life. In October 2015, Rosemary had Maurice Mabasa, her partner and father of her child, murdered. He was stabbed over 76 times, reportedly at her command. She pocketed approximately 416,000 rands from several policies she had taken out on his life without his knowledge.
On the stand for multiple murder accused Nomia Ndlovu on her 5th day of testimony. She became emotional as she was shown images of her boyfriend Maurice Mabasa. His stabbed and mutilated body was found in Olifantsfontein in 2015. Ndlovu had taken out multiple policies which she benefited from after his passing. The state told the court she also benefited from his work policies. Ndlovu has maintained her innocence throughout the trial. The former sergeant is adamant that she tried her best to save the life of her niece, one of her other alleged victims. Zanille Mother died while visiting Ndlovu in 2016. She was hospitalized and then released into Ndlovu's care 2 days before her death.
Her killing spree continued. In April 2017, she lured her nephew under the pretense of a meeting, only for him to end up dead. In January 2018, she used the same tactic with another nephew, Brilliant Mashigo, promising him work. He too was found dead. Rosemary had already taken out funeral policies on his life. But she wasn't finished. She went on to plot the murder of her own mother, her sister Joyce, and Joyce's 5 children. By mid-2018, undercover officers recorded her planning the killings, attempting to frame them as accidents to cash in on more insurance money.
The Palm Ridge Magistrates Court has seen footage from a sting operation implicating a former Tembisa constable who ordered a hit on her sister and her 5 children. Nomia Rosemary Ndlovu is accused of ending the lives of 6 family members to get 1.4 million rand in insurance payouts. News from Africa's Ndamnisi has the details.
Rosemary Ndlovu allegedly went on a killing spree, and her sister Joyce and her 5 children would have been target number 8. In the video, Ndlovu is heard telling the 2 men and an undercover officer that all 6 of her own family members should be wiped out in the fire. On their way to Bushbuck Ridge, where her sister Joyce lived with her children, they stopped to buy petrol, which would be used to set them alight. Seemingly unaware that she was being recorded, Ndlovu told the men she would show them where her sister lives, then hike back. Ndlovu told the hitman she checked herself into the hospital 2 days before in an attempt to create an alibi.
So let's better pass out but ngo 4. So lana noma ngafika ngo 5, 6, 7 akunandaba. It's long. So ngoba ngithi indawo ekushisa ifuna ngishisa kusebusuku.
The news of her sister's passing would find her in a hospital bed. She would then head home and begin claiming insurance policies.
Next week, next week. As it is Friday.
She said she would claim for her sister. Killing the 5 children would be eliminating any witnesses. After showing them Joyce's house, the trio dropped her off at a taxi rank and she was arrested. The former Tembisa South police constable is said to have targeted 6 of her family members, including her partner, sister, nephews, claiming about 1.4 million rand in insurance payout in the period between 2012 and 2018. Her frail mother was among those targeted, but the hired hitman got cold feet when he arrived at her house. She's set to testify in her daughter's defense. Ndlovu will take the stand on Tuesday. For News from Africa on Channel 405, I'm Ndamnisi at the Palm Ridge Magistrates Court.
Remember to like and subscribe. Rosemary was then arrested, but even from behind bars, she continued her schemes. She threatened Sergeant Mabunda, the lead detective who was handling her case, and attempted to file more insurance claims from prison. Eventually, the law caught up with her. She was convicted on 6 counts of murder, receiving 6 life sentences, to be served concurrently. In addition, she was sentenced to 30 more years for fraud, attempted murder, incitement to murder, and defeating the ends of justice. During sentencing, the judge noted that Rosemary was devoid of remorse, calling her actions a fundamental threat to society. She had, quite literally, Monetized murder. Behind her calm, friendly demeanor was a cold, calculating killer. She took out secret policies, impersonated beneficiaries, bribed detectives, threatened families, and showed no remorse. Even prison couldn't stop her manipulative reach. Rosemary Ndlovu's trajectory, from a respected police sergeant to a calculating serial killer, is chilling. Her story exemplifies how personal vices like gambling and greed can warp character and lead to cold-blooded violence, all hidden behind a facade of normalcy. Remember to like, comment, and share for more gripping true crime stories.